Lord Acton's warning that power corrupts assumes a specific kind of tragedy. We often treat authority like an infection, an external force that migrates inward to spoil a healthy mind. This was the working theory for Arjun Varma. At 25, he sat in the high silence of the Himalayas, asking for the capacity to heal a broken world. The universe answered. Within years, Arjun was a global savior. He anticipated disasters before they happened and built empires on the promise of ethical progress. He was the hero everyone wanted him to be. If a man begins his journey with such a singular, selfless intent, we have to look closely at what happened next. Why did the ultimate decades and the healer has become a ruler? Arjun now spends his days manipulous to dismantle. Seeking the luxury of silence, he buys a sprawling villa in the Kerala forests, miles from any witness. He tells himself he's looking for peace. But at 3:33 a.m., the house starts to speak. Demonic whispers fill the halls, reciting Arjun's own future sins, decisions he hasn't even finalized yet, back to him with terrifying accuracy. Arjun is discovering that the isolation he sought is an illusion. The decay he is witnessing is localized. It is radiating from a locked door in his own basement. Below the villa, Arjun finds a stone door, sealed by physical locks and ancient Sanskrit text carved for one purpose: containment. This text describes ahamkara, the psychological shadow of the ego. Whenever a soul is granted power, a corresponding dark reflection is created. Prioritizing control and wealth over his mission added mass to this entity. Selfish choices fed the shadow. His aura shifts from gold to a bruised red, and as the shadow grows heavier, the basement door's seals experience total structural failure. The entity in the basement is a product of cumulative momentum. When enough suppressed selfishness is fed into the ego, it eventually gains the mass required to occupy the real world. The door shatters, and ahamkara steps out. It wears Arjun's own face and moves with his own calculated grace. Arjun immediately tries to destroy it. He uses the full scale of his superhuman abilities, launching waves of energy that would level a city, yet the creature absorbs every strike. The logic of the fight is brutal. Arjun is attempting to kill his own ego by using the very power that built it. The more force he applies, the stronger the creature becomes. An old priest watches Arjun's power fail and points toward the only remaining exit: honesty. Arjun stops fighting and begins to recall the faces of those he stepped on to build his empire. He finally drops to his knees and weeps, admitting he is the architect of his own ruin. As the illusion of control evaporates, the shadow begins to lose its cohesion. A leader who finally acknowledges their own failures is a leader the ego can no longer control. As Arjun's tears hit the floor, the priest's form twists and the entire world dissolves. The villa, the decades of wealth, and the demonic voices vanish into white light. Arjun is back in the Himalayas. He is still 25. He has been in a spiritual simulation for a fraction of a second, experiencing a lifetime of choices before the universe grants him a single ounce of real authority. The voice of the universe returns to explain the purpose of the trial. The simulation was a diagnostic tool, providing Arjun with 20 years of absolute freedom to see where his character would naturally drift. We often blame power for changing us. In reality, power removes the obstacles to our true nature. It provides the resources to finally show the world the person we were when no one was watching. This ancient myth finds its home today in the corporate boardrooms of Mumbai. A young CEO sits in his penthouse office, unaware that his new authority has just triggered his own trial. He receives a phone call from an older man, Arjun, who offers a single piece of advice. Look at who you are when you finally have the permission to be anyone. The CEO hangs up, and in the reflective glass of his office mirror, a giant eye opens. It is watching him. When you are given power, your greatest enemy is no longer external. The eye in the mirror is focused entirely on the version of yourself you have spent a lifetime hiding.